A Revealing Kiss, Part 2, a Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction. If you have not heard the first part of this story, you can find a link to it in the description box below. A special thanks goes out to Jess Doodles Things on Tumblr for the use of her art in this video. Her Tumblr is linked in the description box below. He knows who I am. Marinette laid on her bed, staring at her ceiling. Chat Noir knew that she was Ladybug, which means Adrien Agreste knew that she was Ladybug, which meant that she could never show her face at school again. Her face grew red as she remembered what he had done. He had taken her first kiss. That dumb cat had taken her first kiss. She sat up, furious at him for a moment, only to realize that it was Adrien who kissed her. He had kissed her, not as Ladybug, but as Marinette. Does that mean he approves of Marinette being Ladybug? Her thoughts continued to circle her head as she tried to piece everything together. When did he find out? Why couldn't he tell her like a regular person? How should she respond? She groaned and got up, needing sugar to fuel her brain cells. "You know," Tiki said, sensing the teenager's dilemma, "he probably doesn't know that you know who he is." "Yeah, and?" "I think you should surprise him the same way he surprised you." "What do you mean?" "You should kiss him." What? "I think it would take him off guard." "I can't just kiss Adrien Agreste." "He did kiss you first. But it's up to you. I'm going to bed. Good night." "Wait, Tiki, wait!" Marinette called out, but the little Kwame had already made her way to the drawer she slept in. She sighed and went back to bed, heart pounding to think about what happened to her that day. "So what are you going to do?" Marinette opened her eyes to sunlight and Tiki sitting on her face. "Tiki, what time is it?" "It's 9 a.m. Hey, I've got an idea." "What?" "Go to the Agreste mansion as Ladybug and kiss Adrien." "No way!" Marinette pulled the covers back to her chest and blushed at the idea. "Chat Noir took away your first kiss." "I know! That jerk! How dare he just—" She stopped and sighed, realizing exactly what Tiki was after. "You've got a point." "So, what'll it be?" "Spots on." Cell phones were out to capture the latest photo of Paris's superheroine as she flew rooftop to rooftop on her way to the Agreste household. She was already familiar with the security systems and made her way into her crush's bedroom. He was sitting at his desk, completely unaware of her presence. 1,000 ideas came to her head at that moment and, with the confidence given to her by the Ladybug suit, she approached him. "Hey, Adrien." "Ladybug?" Adrien exclaimed, confused at her sudden appearance. He quickly brushed off the crumbs of the bagel that had fallen on his shirt and took off his headphones, his eyes wide in surprise. "What are you doing here?" "I was in the area and thought I'd stop by. I had a surprising night last night." "Oh, yeah? What happened?" "As if you don't already know," she thought. Realizing the opportunity in front of her, Ladybug leaned forward, centimeters away from Adrien's lips. "I had something stolen from me last night," she whispered. Really? What was it?" He was turning pink and swallowed, completely aware of what she was talking about. He didn't move away from her close presence. "It doesn't matter," she said. "I'm just upset with the person who took it from me." She leaned back to a more socially acceptable distance and watched as his shoulders slumped, and a wave of panic flashed through his eyes. "How upset is upset?" he asked, his voice just barely above a whisper. "I'm thinking of ways to get him back. Have any ideas?" Come on, Adrien. You're a teenage boy. Surely you have at least one idea on how to make someone's life miserable." She flashed him the Cheshire grin that he usually gave her as Chat Noir, enjoying the panic that the young man was going through. He began, unsure of how to design a punishment for himself. "I have one idea." "What's that?" Adrien asked, obviously scared of the answer. Ladybug leaned in and cupped both her hands around his face. Then, ever so slowly, she made her way to his collar, grabbing it to pull him closer. In less than an instant, her lips were on his, and he lost his breath in surprise. He gave in without protest, wrapping his arms around her and applying pressure of his own to Ladybug's lips to return her gesture. And all too soon, eternity later, she broke away and looked up at him. He was obviously heated, red cheeks that were hidden by the mask last night, and pink-tipped ears. Now that she thought about it, Chat Noir's ears were that same color last night after he kissed her. "Ladybug," Adrien began. "Pay attention to me, silly kitty," she said. All of her wanted to stay and kiss his stupid face some more, but she turned to leave. She left him there, awestruck and wanting more, to run across the rooftops, ready to scream the news to all of Paris. Thank you so much for listening. This was a Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction. You can check out the playlist below for more. I'll catch you next time. Stay miraculous.